Static electricity, it's us moving to the sound. Your hips are all I need.
What's going on guys, HOG Gaming here. Welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Today I have got this deck for you, which I'm going to be featuring and talking about. And we've gotten this 12 wins here with it. Unfortunately didn't go 12-0, but that's not too bad. So talking about the deck, we've got the HOG Rider as the main win condition. And then we've got the Goblin Gang, Princess, and Goblin Barrel as log or zap bait, as well as the Inferno Tower there. We've also got the Knight in there because he's just such a tank. He's really good on defense, so you can throw him in at the back and kill any supporting troops. Yeah, he's just a really good sponge for some damage as well. Then we've got the Poison, which deals with Golem decks really well with the pump or with a big push. It destroys that. And obviously the log in there just for a bit of ground control and to take out any, to help with any zap bait decks. So down the bottom here, let me just find the 12th win. So it's the 3-2 is the 12th win, which is pretty crazy. We'll be showing that at the end. What I want to be showing is a few different decks that I played against, so that you can see how the deck works, and I'll be talking about the way the deck works against different decks. So I think what we're going to do here is against Abdullah, we're going to show how it deals with a full-on zap bait deck. So his deck is almost identical to mine, except it has Skelly Army instead of the Knight. So that's one extra thing that needs to be taken out with the log, or in some other way. So when you know you are playing against another zap bait deck or a log bait deck, you want to save the log exclusively for the Goblin Barrel, really. So I like to start the game off with a HOG just to see what their defense is, because it doesn't matter early on what they actually use. I actually gained 1 elixir from that, and another 1 elixir from this barrel here. Princess is an even trade, so that's why I put the Princess down, just to cancel it out. And I didn't log the Princess to start with because whenever you see a Princess, pretty much that means there's going to be a Goblin Barrel in the deck, in challenges anyway. So again, just testing out another side, seeing what he's got, get a couple of shots off there with the HOG. And the reason I went with the Princess and the Goblin Gang is because he hadn't seen the Goblin Gang yet, so he wouldn't have expected that as a defense, which was fine anyway. We're still up on damage and elixir. So I threw a shallow barrel just to throw him off, because I knew he didn't have his log in rotation. And I used my Knight pretty much exclusively for the Goblin Gang, because he just absolutely takes those out really easily. Bad Princess placement by him. So I knew I could support my Knight with a Poison, and it took out the Skarmy as well. So at this point I was just waiting for him to make a play. Obviously I had the log saved for that occasion. Just going to see what we can get going here with the Goblin Gang. Tiny bit of chip damage, and he doesn't manage to chip our tower, so that now I know I can throw in the Goblin Barrel and the Princess at the bridge, and he can't log both. So that's a bit of extra chip damage. He hasn't seen the Inferno Tower yet, so extremely safe with that. He even wastes a Poison. And I knew that I was going to deal with the Princess afterwards, so Goblin Gang for that, and he wastes the log again, so I say oops to that, because that is a bit of an oops move from him. And I can go ahead and poison the Goblin Gang. Bit of a makeshift defense here. Didn't quite have the log ready, but the Knight and the log deals with it all fine. So I know I just need a poison and a log on his tower, so Goblin Barrel for pressure. Poison. And he's just trying to pressure me. So all we're going to do is drop the Knight, cycle back to the log, and throw that down. So the way I won that game was by being patient, saving my log for his barrel. Yeah, dealing with the princess easily. Changing up my defense for the hog. So he really just couldn't get a grip of the game. So that's against a bait deck. So why don't we do... So yeah, this is the meta golem deck. That is momentum or monumentum. Is it monumentum? Yeah, monumentum. So it's the meta golem deck that he's running. So I like to wait at the start sometimes. But then I decided to go with the hog. And he's a bit late on all of his defense there. So I get 2 shots with the hog, which is very nice. And the reason I did princess and poison, it might seem like I've spent a lot of elixir so far, but it's because I know he has to deal with the princess on that side. And you could kind of tell, I knew that he had the mega minion, the skeletons, and the pump at that point, so I knew it was the golem deck. So pressuring this deck is very good. So he's used his log. And it's not back in rotation yet, so I think this actually takes out the entire tower. So he has nothing, he doesn't deal with the goblin barrel at all. So I baited out his log with the goblin gang. And look at that, absolutely destroyed there. So this is how you beat the golem decks. Inferno to pull the golem as far as possible. Princess placement was fine. So Goblin Gang and Knight to just finish off the golem. And I actually just want to pause in a second just to talk about what I did there. Okay, so that's... right, so the Inferno Tower was placed... I think it was 3 tiles from my tower and 4 from the river or something like that. And then the Princess... I put it up towards the right-hand tower so that he had, if he wanted to lightning, he had to lightning that side, which is the opposite side from what he's pushing. So it pretty much made his push on the left-hand side pointless. So I was fairly aggressive there with the Knight and Goblin Barrel, but that was fine. He's massively up on Elixir, but I'm still going to put the pressure on. Didn't let the skeletons kill the princess, so I'm getting even more chip damage here, which he's probably getting really annoyed about. Gonna drop the knight down, throw the goblin barrel over, try and bait out any spells, which I do. A nice poison bit of value there for that. Obviously pull the golem over to the other side, and he's just gonna keep throwing stuff at me. So the main golem is down. We just need to deal with the rest. So we're going to poison. And I've just got to be wary of the lightning. Use the hog. To sort of tank everything. And that's game over. So he wasn't very happy with that. So some of my plays towards the second half of the game were a bit sketchy. But I managed to get some good poison value and keep him out. So yeah, big push decks, put the pressure on them, take out the pumps, and yeah, get them off balance. So next, we have got a graveyard deck. And this is why I like the Knight, because the Knight is so good against graveyard. I don't think people realise. You can just drop him in the middle, and because he attacks quite quickly as well as... having a lot of hit points, so he just sponges up all the skeletons, takes them out. So obviously I started this with a princess, baited out the arrows, but didn't expect to see the bowler, but that's fine. So just a casual Inferno placement, and he poisons because I think he thinks it's going to be a full-on zap bait deck, so I think he was expecting Scar me or something like that. So I was just playing it safe early on, get the knight and the log in there. So I wanted to see what he had to defend the hog with, and I gained 1 elixir from that because he had to use a an Inferno Tower, so 4 for 5. So massively up on elixir. Against Graveyard, I like to play super slow because they can punish you massively, to be honest. So made him use his Mega Minion. And then this makes him use the bowler on this side, which he doesn't really want to do because he started attacking the left-hand side. So I'm not sure what I was doing here, but I wasted a bit of elixir. Inferno Tower placement a bit off, but it doesn't matter. So bowler gets 1 shot, roughly the same elixir now. And he's just going to go for a... he's just going to go for a lone graveyard. So as soon as I saw him drop the graveyard, I went for the hog so that I knew that he couldn't support it. He'd either have to support his graveyard with the poison or defend my hog. So we didn't allow him to get too much there. So again, he's going to want to build up a push on the left-hand side, so drop the Inferno, and then go for a hog on the right side, protect the princess. Awful Inferno Tower placement from him. And my Inferno deals with everything, really. I didn't really need to drop the knight, I don't think. I don't know why I did that. That was a misplay on my part. So he knows I've used my knight, which is well played by him, I suppose. I've got the princess and the log to deal with the rest of it. He gets a bit of damage, but nothing too major. I'm getting ready for a push on the right-hand side. And I quite like this next bit of play. He's trying to protect his bowler as much as possible, so I also throw in the Goblin Barrel for some more chip damage, which got a nice bit of damage going on. More pressure with the hog at this point. I think that's 1 shot. Oh yeah, just 1 shot with the hog there. So he overspent on his graveyard push, I feel. I've still got a fair few cards on the board. That's a nice bit of poison value there, so I'm just keeping the pressure up at this point, not really allowing him to get a full-on graveyard push going. So more pressure. Finding the graveyard pretty easy to defend. You can't really do much. Graveyard always gets damage. It's pretty hard to stop. So he decides to defend the left-hand side, which was a huge mistake. Lost in the game. I'm not sure why he did that. I think he thought he could defend the left-hand side and then get a push going and win the game. So yeah, disrupted his plays there. Didn't let him get a full graveyard push going. Used my hog and my Goblin Barrel to keep the pressure up. Started off the game really slowly. Right, so this is the Lava Loon deck. He was really slow on deployment there. I'm not sure what that was about. Keeping the pressure up with the princess. Also defending. So obviously he wants to get his push going, so he's waiting for the minions. And I throw over a Goblin Barrel, get some more chip. This was a misplay on my part here. The poison should have been more on my side so that it took out all of the pups and more of the balloon. And I don't think he would have got much damage at all, to be honest with you. But the knight is tanking a lot of the damage. So, hog again, and obviously I know he's going to drop the Skarmy, but I didn't want to throw the log too early. But it did take out the Skarmy in time, and we almost take out the tower there, nearly got the last swing going. So he sacrificed tower damage, but gained a pretty big elixir lead. So I'm trying to keep the pressure up. I've just sped up the game. I thought he was going to use his Lava Hound, sorry, the minions to distract the Inferno Tower, so that's why I went with that Inferno placement. It didn't pay off. There we go. So Knight and Goblin Barrel. Goblin Barrel gets a decent amount of damage there. And this was a bad play. I shouldn't have even bothered with the poison, really. Because he just ends up with a monster push. The balloon is crazy. It's so strong. So this game just goes absolutely crazy. I'm hanging on for dear life. I bet you're thinking, how on earth did I actually win this? But protecting the princess was really key there. She took out the Scar Meat. And look at that, I'm leveling it up almost. Predicting the miner again. Knight to tank. Inferno Tower for the balloon. This is absolutely crazy. Hog to tank some damage. Distract the miner. Just absolutely hectic. Hanging on for dear life. And then Knight, Goblin Barrel, Log to finish the game off. Had to laugh at that one. That was an absolutely crazy game. So, that was insane. So you've seen this deck beat Bait, Golem beat down. So let's just open up this chest. Yeah, so Golem beat down, Graveyard, and now Lava Hound and Balloon. So what are we getting here? 400. Wow, so I've maxed out my arrows. Pretty rubbish chest there, but we get the gold and a lot of cards, so it all adds up in the end. So I think what we will do is go for a live game, because it'd be good to show you how the deck works, you know, in a live match, so that I can actually talk through as we go. So Cavalier from German Pirates, good luck. So I don't really like to start off the game with a princess at the bridge. I feel like that's a huge commitment, and it usually just doesn't end well. I mean, sometimes it might be okay. It might bait out a log, but it just depends really. I don't like to start with it. I like a nice casual princess at the back. So we've got the knight to protect the princess and the hog in there. So he's saying good game already. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to get the poison in there. Give him a thumbs up. The musketeer is going to go down. Almost. And I want to log that away. Oh, I was meant to select the log there. I selected the log, then the princess, and then I was meant to go back to the log, but it didn't for some reason. Never mind. So, yeah, we're just massively up on damage already. So, barrel, and we got an even trade on that one. And we're going to drop a goblin gang at the back, and we're going to protect it with the hog, protect the spear goblins with the hog there. Get a nice poison down. He doesn't appear to have too many great hog counters, so I'm kind of destroying him right now. Opposite lane princess, so that he can't arrow the tower. Beautiful stuff. I mean, I could log those, but by the time I actually thought about it, I probably would have been too late. So we're going for a crazy barrel in the corner. And an Inferno just to collect that baby dragon and the mega minion. Nice and easy. I'm presuming he will have... Yeah, okay. I was about to say that. So there goes the left-hand tower. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but you can pig push on both sides now without any support troops. I'm not sure why they did this. I feel like they should have taken away the error where you could pig push on the left-hand side with when you were true blue or something. I can't remember what it was. But they should have made it that you need a troop to pig push on both sides. I think that would have made the game a bit more balanced, because it's an indirect buff to the hog, essentially. So, that was nice and easy. He only got the golem down once, I think, was it? So what I did the entire game was just pressured him. Got some nice combinations going. The hog and the poison was pretty key in that game. It was just awesome, really, yeah. I think we've been over everything for this deck so that you guys can now go ahead and use it if you'd like to. Really liking this deck. I think I kind of made it yesterday. I changed the knight for a Skami to make it a bit more of a solid all-round deck. And it appears to be working. I'm really enjoying it. If you do have any questions, just ask them in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to reply and to help you out. But thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this. Let me know how you get on. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.